What if the Akatsuki's goal was different? Part 15. We stuck the spot with Nagato in his office as he was looking down at the snake that just informed him that Orochimaru is ready. As as he clicked the button and his assistant came in. Get me Kisame, Itachi, and Kinimaru. Yes, Harikage-sama, he said and walked off to go get the four people. He said the three people he asked for. A few minutes later, Itachi, Kisame, and sorry, and Kinimaru appeared. Yes, Harikage-sama, they said. Go to Orochimaru's base. It's time. As they nodded, as they all turned to Itachi. Are you sure about this? I am sure. After when I went there to make sure that he got the Mangekyo, it's obvious that even if I do tell him the truth, he's far too deep in his anger. Maybe if he had somebody in his life, maybe it would have been different. Did you tell him the truth? Yes. He blamed me for choosing the clan over Konoha. So he doesn't care. So he wants Konoha destroyed. Alright, hurry up. Go go make sure Orochimaru gets the Sharingan. Or should I say Eternal Mangekyo? I never asked this, but how does a boy have the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan? We implanted out my mother's eyes, Mikato Uchiha, like I have our father's eyes, Fugaku Uchiha's. Oh, alright, said Kisame. Hurry up. As I disappeared, Nagato thought, soon the Akatsuki will have to fall. And I wonder if there's another threat out there. As White Zetsu rose up. Nagato, I have some information for you. Alright, what is it? We we skip to Kinimaru, Itachi, and Kisame arriving in Orochimaru's base. So, why here? Said Kinimaru. Let's go find Orochimaru Sensei and make sure nothing bad happened. As they were walking down the base, they went in. They saw the Orochimaru in a bed. They know that the only reason why he's like this is because the body he's in is dying out. But he needs Sasuke's body because he can just make a clone and transfer his soul into that clone. Alright. Kabuto. As Kabuto appeared. Yes, Orochimaru-sama, he said. Get me Sasuke. Alright. As Kabuto walked off, and Kinimaru, Itachi, and Kisame disappeared into the shadows. As the door was blasted open with a lightning blade in it, and it pierced through Orochimaru as he coughed out blood. Sasuke, he said. Time to die, Snake. My training is complete. Now I have the power to kill that bastard Itachi, he said. No, said a voice, as Sasuke was slammed into the ground by Kinimaru and was slammed into the wall. As 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 Orochimaru went into his white snake state and went into Sasuke. Itachi. As Itachi activated his Eternal Mangekyo and went into the mind. 5 minutes later, he returned. It is done. We were able Orochimaru was able to defeat Sasuke with my help. If I wasn't there, I'm certain Sasuke would have overpowered him. Alright, as Sasuke's eyes open, showing the eyes of the snake, as he smiled. Finally, I. You're bleeding, said Wei, as he looked down and saw his finger gone. What? You can fix that. Alright, as he turned to go get what happened to the old body and where is Kabuto? As Kinimaru appeared, he ran. He was the one who cut your finger. That finger has both yours and Sasuke's DNA. Mostly yours because he cut it in the midst of your trance when you controlled him. I don't know why. As Itachi turned and activated his Mangekyo and searched through Orochimaru's mind, Sasuke's. Oh, now I see, said both Orochimaru and Itachi. What? Kisame. Kabuto was a spy for the Akatsuki, said Orochimaru. I wonder, but why did you want mine and Sasuke's DNA? Does it matter now, said Kinimaru. He'll die soon. As as they began to go back to the Hurricane Village. Can't we just use the whirlpool to get there? I wanna get used to the body first. Itachi, as Orochimaru turned and activated his eternal Mangekyo. Alright, as it disappeared. Back to the Hurricane Village. As Nagato was listening to Zetsu's report. It seems that the Akatsuki is preparing for a battle. All of their members are there. Oh, yes. As another Zetsu clone, Kabuto Yarushi, or what? As Nagato turned to the Zetsu, what about Kabuto? He's a spy for the Akatsuki. What? He just regrouped there. He was holding up a finger, and he had a vial of Orochimaru's cells, or DNA. It looks like he implanted it into himself. And thanks to Madara's help, it quickly merged with him. He turned white and he transformed into the Sage mode. You're kidding me. Yes, and you also have the Forbidden Scroll of Konoha. But how? Why? I overheard everything, but I'm certain that they knew I was there. They wanted me to hear everything. Edo Tensei, said the white Zetsu clone as he sunk into the ground. Zetsu, as the original white Zetsu looked back at Naruto. Given they make sure you find out what the plan is. Yes, uh, yes, Nagato-sama. As the white Zetsu clone sank into the ground. This could be the beginning of a war, but they do not have an army. But still, as Naruto called his assistant, yes, get me a messenger bird. I want to call a 5 Kage summon. 5 Kage summon? Yes. As Naruto turned to her, please hurry. Hi, Nagato-sama. As he went to a messenger bird and wrote down everything. We skip to the rest of the remaining as we skip with Naruto and everybody else as they were looking down at a memorial stone and they saw the names they were looking for. as Naruto went down on his knees and put his hands on it, as it said, Seikan, Ukan, Kidimaru, Chirobo, Dosu, and Zaku. As they were looking down at our friends that had fallen that day by the hands of Sawgrass, as he got up and turned to the others, he told Joro, yeah, I have a question. Why do you really have to make sure that it's in bandages? Shouldn't you always be on your guard? As he smirked. Well, unlike you guys, I don't have a bunch of people wanting a few tails. Shut it. And just stood with a tick on his forehead. Hm, said Kurama as he appeared. Alright. I feel somebody coming here. I think Nagato's calling for you. Where's Kinimaru? Asked as Yujito asked. Who knows? Hmm. As Seiwa asked, where did he go? Like I said, I don't know. As Gara, he went to Orochimaru. They are getting Sasuke's body. Oh, so it's already time. Hmm. I guess they asked Kinimaru to go, and I'm sure Itachi went as well. Who else? Him, Kinimaru, and Kisame. Oh, alright. As Sayori began to walk off. Where are you going? I'm going to wait for Kinimaru. Eesh, can't you guys wait a few minutes without your boyfriend? Said Manatabi, as she dodged a small rock that was about to hit her head. Watch it, I just got cleaned. How can you get cleaned? Asked Teoria, looking at the two tails. Who knows? As she just no, never mind. Hmm. As he smirks, given your age, I'm still shocked at all of you. None of you are even virgins. Yeah, said Shikaku. You all lost your innocence at the age of 15. Shut it. As, as he had to dodge another rock. Can't you guys just stop throwing rocks at us? He shouted. Said Haku, as she was the one who threw the rock. Whatever, let's go to Nagato's office. I sent Zetsu. He's back. Let's go see what he got. Alright, as they went to his office, as somebody came rushing up to them, as he saw Naruto first, and he went, Naruto-sama, as he was huffing. Calm down, he said, as he looked at the messenger. Nagato-sama, he's holding a 5 Kage summit. What? Yes, he wants all the high-ups at the council chambers right now. Alright, as they all began to walk off to the council chambers. When they got there, they saw everybody was there. So, you're gonna hold the 5 Kage summit, as they heard May talking. Yes. Why? Asked Abuza. We'll have to wait for the others to get here first. As Naruto and the others walked in. So, this 5 Kage summit, why are you holding it? Asked Gaara. As as he, as Nagato, the Akatsuki is planning something. And Orochimaru spoke up. Kabuto was a spy, and he knows all my jutsus, including the Edo Tensei. Oh? So, they're going to Edo Tensei somebody? Not just anybody. I've been recently getting reports that multiple legends where they were buried they was disturbed, including Hashirama Senju. Minato Namikaze and Tobirama sent you. Say what? If the Edo Tensei Hashirama are gonna big trouble, and Madara Uchiha, he might be. I think they might. He is no longer in his prime, so it'll be a big problem if Hashirama and Tobirama, along with your father, are revived. This is gonna be a damn problem. Yes, White Zetsu, I sent him off to go get all of the information. He should be back in 2 days. Until then, well, in 3 days we're gonna hold the five Kage summons. Naruto, yes, you along with Gara will be escorting me there. The rest of you will stand guard and stand by. All right. Make sure you're ready on those 3 days. As Nagato ended the meeting. 2 days later, Naruto was in his office with everybody else in the Harukage's office as White Zetsu appeared. Alright, said Tsunade. Who are the other Tenseis? It's a it's trouble, said White Zetsu. Alright, tell us. I'll start from the beginning. Hashirama Senju, Tobirama Senju, Minato Namikaze, the third Kazekage, Sakumo Hatake. Seriously? Dan from Konoha. Dan? said Tsunade as she stood up. Yes, your former lover, along with Hazashi Hyuga and Hanzo. So they're gonna revive Hanzo, said Nagato. Along with the Ginkaku and Kinkaku brothers. As he fell quiet, and Naruto was already pissed that they were disturbing his father's grace, Kushina Uzumaki. As quickly, chains wrapped around Naruto, because if they didn't, he would have basically exploded in that. Both him and Nagato were furious. How dare they? As he clenched his fist, could not kill them for this. Along with Mew, Ish, along with Hazuki, huh? So the both second Tishikage and Mizukage are gonna be revived, along with along with the fourth, the third, the the fourth Mizukage. What? Mizuki Kaguya. He's been revived. So, who else? Along with the third Raikage. Along with the former seven ninja swordsmen. Akumino, Ringo, Mangetsu, Juzo, Kushimaru, Fuhiki, and Jinpachi. Yeah, you have to be kidding me. They've been revived? Mangetsu? Said Sugetsu. So they also revived him. Along with all the other remaining Katsuki members, they had also revived Mew. Damn. Also, there's another somebody else, an Uchiha, but he's alive, not another Tensei. His name is Kurosaki Uchiha. Oh, Mito Uzumaki is also one of the Edo Tenseis. What? Said Naruto, looking at White Zetsu. Yes. So the Edo Tensei's weakness will be useless now. How come? Said Mei, looking at Nagato. Mito Uzumaki was one of the best seal masters, throwing jutsu masters to ever exist, said Kurama. She sealed me in herself in under 5 minutes, with no help or planning in the meantime. She just sealed me instantly. and the seal. I couldn't even break out of it until I was until I was sealed into Kushina. Damn. Who else? Aizuna Uchiha. What? This just gets more troublesome, said Fu, clutching, holding her head. Damn, an Uchiha? And he's as strong as Tobirama Senju, so that's a problem, said Tsunade. Along with Shisui Uchiha. Si- Shisui? Do you know him? Yes, he sacrificed himself so to allow me to gain the Mangekyo Sharingan when Danzo. Before the five Kage summons, I want Danzo dead, said Naruto, looking at Itachi. Gladly. Along with Fukaku Uchiha. Father? Yeah. And Sasuke Uchiha. There's another coffin, but that one has not been opened yet. I'm guessing it's another Uchiha with the Mangekyo. Because all the Uchihas you've mentioned has the Mangekyo Sharingan. Alright. That's all the other tenseis. But that coffin, who could it be? Somebody that Madara doesn't want anybody to know of. They've mentioned every Uchiha that has the Mangekyo. As Naruto looked up, what if that coffin is Madara? What you mean? The masked man is not the real Madara. I doubt even with the Sharingan, nobody can live for such a long period of time. It's a possibility, but we'll just we'll just need to make sure of that. As before the another as it's a white Zetsu clone appeared. It was it was barely holding on to its life. What happened? As I looked down, the coffin. It m- the as it died. Madara. So I was right. That means the masked man is a fake, said Naruto. Alright. Itachi. Yes, you, along with Orochimaru, Utataka, and Na- Naruto. You will take out Danzo. You will take out Danzo while the rest of you make sure Root never exists. Alright, let's go. As Utataka, Naruto, and Itachi and Orochimaru walked out. So how are we supposed to get in Konoha? Said Naruto without being noticed. We'll have to find a way, said Itachi. That's not a problem, said Orochimaru. I know a route base that is connected to Konoha that's not inside Konoha. Alright, I'm sure it's deserted by now, but still, it's still connected to the village. As I made our way to the base, it was an underground base in the close to the Valley of the End. Damn, said Naruto as they walked in. It was dead, no light in sight. Do you still know your directions, Orochimaru? Of course I do. Orochimaru answered Utataka. As as Itachi lighted up the torches with a fireball jutsu, a small one, so he wouldn't just incinerate them. Let's go. As Orochimaru led the way. It took them an hour to make their way into Konoha. I'm sick of this place, said Naruto. Ish, please don't allow your in my what? Uzumaki, you're impatient. It's already been proven that Kushina was impatient. With me too, I do not know. But you and Naruto, you were both impatient, just like Kushina. I wonder if it runs in the blood. As Naruto glared at Itachi. Hmm. Alright, as they made their way here, as they made their way into Konoha, they had to. Alright, Itachi, where do you think Danzo is? Asked as its attacker turned to Itachi. How am I supposed to know? I found him, said Naruto, as he led the way. As they made their way to a root's base, they saw two root androids guarding a door. Pathetic, said Naruto, as him and Utsutaka vanished. A second later, both of the androids' heads came rolling off. As Naruto cl- put his cleat both of the heads off, and Utsutaka disintegrated the bodies with his bubbles. Alright, he said. Here it begins, said Naruto, as he blasted the door open. As they all rushed in, Itachi quickly made his way to Danzo. Danzo, he said, appearing. Itachi Uchiha, I am here to kill you and get Shisui's eyes. I apologize for that. Shishu, Shisui name just sounds so. It just is so close to sushi. So I kind of mistake it sometimes. Please, um, please don't comment about that. Resuming the pot. Hmm. As Donzo began to uh, unwrap his bandages, I knew that one day you would come, but I didn't think it would be so soon. It's time you die, Donzo. As Danvo Donzo unraveled the bandage on his eye, showing the Sharingan, and his hand also appeared. Disgusting, said Itachi. He already knew about it because Orochimaru informed them. And so it begins, given by the ten eyes. Of course, bending reality, said Itachi, as as the Danzo was shocked. How? It's the Sharingan. Of course, that is your goal with it. As Itachi looked at him, I just need to cut off that arm, and then it will not be a nuisance, and then I'll just have to kill you. It won't be that easy, Itachi. As Itachi looked at Danzo. Alright then, let's begin. You'll regret this. Surrender now, Itachi. And Itachi just rushed at Danzo, skipping through the other three. Naruto was slicing through Root's arms along with Orochimaru. While while they were slicing, Utataka was cleaning up the mess and disintegrating all the dead bodies from a distance. And when his bubbles dispersed, he'd cleaned away all the blood. They want to make sure to make this as clean as possible, even though it isn't going to be that clean because it's going to be a massacre. There were only 15 Brutanvus left. Alright, I'll win this. As Naruto stretched out his arm, and a white ball began to appear, a shuriken shape. As he rose it above his head, it grew and grew and grew. Let's see how you like this, said Naruto. Big ball Rasen Shuriken! As he threw it, and it killed all the Onvus. I'm happy I didn't have to clean anything. It incinerated everything, said Totaka, looking at in awe. So, said Naruto, yeah, how long is it gonna take Itachi? It will take him, I will give him 5 minutes. I say 10. I would say 7. When a bit closest person there pays pays the other person 10 yen. Little amount, but okay. 10,000 then. Hell no. 10 yen is more than enough, said Naruto. As come on, they're this way. As Naruto blew the roof and they jumped up, as they saw Itachi with his Susanoo piercing through Danzo. As Danzo's body disappeared, then he reappeared. Orochimaru looked at his hand. 5 eyes are closed, he said. Damn, Itachi already killed him 5 times? He's just like a cockroach. Itachi, said Naruto. Do you take... Yes, said Itachi. As Danzo didn't understand, Naruto disappeared from sight. What? Thought Danzo, as he screamed, as his hand came flopping down, the one with the Sharingans. What did you do? He said, coughing up blood. I did nothing, said Itachi. It was me, said Naruto from behind him. Who, who are you? Asked Itachi. You mind? Hmm. Itachi's Mangekyo spinned, and Orochi and Danzo's eyes spinned as well. Demon brats, Danzo said. Hmm. You know who my parents are, but you call me that? You can... As Naruto appeared next to Itachi, as his hands began to glow, as white fire appeared in his hands. Together, Amaterasu, Fox Fire, as Danzo was engulfed. But before his body could be incinerated, Naruto rushed in front of him and plucked out the Sharingan in his eye. You are going to be using this, he said, as he unsealed a jaw from his hand with another Sharingan and put the Sharingan in it. Our job here is done. Hey Itachi, how long was your fight? 8 minutes. Yes, I win, said Naruto. Pay up. This brat is always the best gambler. You never make a bet with him. So now learned that the hard way, said Orochimaru, chuckling. As Itachi said, let's hurry up. Naruto, you and Gaara are going to be Naruto's bodyguards at the five Kage summits. The sun's already setting. You should get rest. Hey, don't we need to go there? Where is it held? The land of steel. Iron, said said Orochimaru, correcting Utataka's mistake. Whatever, said Utataka, as they all disappeared. As they appeared in the Whirlpool village, Naruto made his way to the Uzumaki clan compound in the Hurricane village. Exhausted, but I still have one more thing to do before I go to sleep, he said with a smirk as he walked into the compound. Before I go there, he walked to a room and opened the door and saw a sleeping Yaiko in Conan's hands and with Nagato smiling at both of them. He's already asleep, as Naruto walked in. I wanted to have some fun with him before he went to sleep. You and the others already exhaust him. He fell asleep a while ago, said the Conan. You should get some sleep. We leave tomorrow for the land of iron. Good night. As Naruto walked off. As Naruto was walking down, he saw Gaara. Yo, Gaara! Naruto, is Gaara turned? As Gaara was looking at something. Hmm. As Naruto looked, it was the teddy bear that Gaara had when they first met. Gaara's first ever real present. Hmm. I still can't believe you took those words so hard and keeping it close to you. You expect me to leave it? Gaara said, looking at his friend. Not really, but we should get some sleep. I doubt either of us are gonna get sleep. We might be gone for a few days. Alright. And he sighed, which means Yujito and Fu won't allow us to sleep anytime soon. Yes, but Gaara smirked. But it's more pleasing to be awake all night than to be sleeping and doing nothing. As they each walked off to their respective room, and when they got there, they had a sight waiting for them. Fu was sitting on Naruto's bed waiting for him. As he entered and put on a privacy seal. So you're already here? Of course I am, she said, and vanished and appeared behind him. Of course, I was waiting for you all this time. You took your precious time. Oh, I was slaughtering a bunch of Anvus. Sorry it took so long. I was slaughtering an Anvus, he said, a bit louder. Yeah, your Anvus had the highest rank just before Hokage. Hmm, before Kage. Yes. As he turned to Fu. Looks like you're already ready. Of course I am. As Fu had nothing on. As Naruto touched a seal on his hand, and all of his clothes disappeared. The next morning, Naruto woke up with Fu on his chest, fully naked, as he smiled, and got up and went to a shower to get a bath. When he was out, he saw Fu stirring. "Uh, You're going already," she said. "I have to go after all. I'll see you soon. The 5 Kage summon shouldn't be that long," he said. "Alright." Goodbye, as she fell back asleep. Somebody was seriously tired. As Naruto walked out of his room and made his way to Gaara's room. When he got in there, he saw Gaara saying goodbye to a sleepy Yujito on his bed. "Be back soon," she said. "Let's go, Gaara." As Gaara turned to look at his friend, as they walked off to the Harikage's office. When they got there, they saw Nagato kissing Conan and kissing Yaiko on the forehead. "I'll be back soon." As Nagato walked towards them. "Let's move," he said, as they made their way out of the village. As they were walking to the land of iron. "Damn, this journey is going to be boring. Why don't we just blitz day?" "There's no such thing, but speed could be." Naruto looked at Gaara. "You're both much faster than me." Then I'll give you a piggyback ride." As sand filled Naruto's mouth. "Not again!" As he began to spit it out. "Damn you, Gaara, you crush people with that thing. Don't put it in my mouth." He He shouted at him before empty throwing up. As Naruto sighed, this is going to be a long journey. Time skip. We skip to when they arrive in the land of iron. They looks like we're the last ones here. As they walked in, as they first saw the Raikage, along with C and Darui behind him, along with the first Kazekage Raza, along with Maru and Kankura behind him, along with the Hokage, the reason, Kakashi Hatake and Asuma Sarutobi behind him, and finally the Tishikage with Kurosuchi and Kitsuchi behind him. You finally arrived, Harikage, said Hiruzen, turning to Nagato. I apologize. The Hurricane Village is further from the land of iron than all of the other hidden villages. Yes, that is true. You're only a few minutes late, but an only. So why did you call for this meeting? It has to do with the Akatsuki. Hmm. Why should we care, Serenity? You should care. Your four tails was captured. If it wasn't for us, it would have been sealed into the statue. But I have a question. Why did you return him to the village? And instead of taking the four tails for yourself, it's not right. The four tails grew up in that village. Even though all villagers treat the Jinchurikis like trash. Alright, that's enough about Jinchuriki talk. Let's let's continue with the fight. Now, why did you host this five Kage summit? One reason, like I said, Akatsuki. I don't see what's the big deal with them. They're a pretty big deal, said Naruto. If they get their hands on all the tail beasts, this planet is doomed. And why is that? You see, the tailed beast you once all used to be one. They were known as the Truby, the 10 tails. 10 tails? There's no such thing. There is, unless you want to see it. I would say we deal with the Akatsuki. The Sage of Six Paths. He he was the first ever Jinchuriki in history. When the 10 tails was created, it was a mindless control beast. It destroyed everything and anything in its path. It drank the oceans. It, it, its size compared to the 9 tails, it's much, much bigger. And the 9 tails is the biggest of all the bijus. This thing is destructive, and if they succeed, it's being even more destructive and dangerous, then the 10 tails will be revived. And no, and who is that being? Asked. Hey, that being is a rabbit goddess. Huh, she does not even exist, said Oniki. If she doesn't exist, how does the Sage of Six Paths exist? The Sage of Six Paths is mere legend. He created the tail beast. Don't believe what you want to believe, Oniki, said Gora. That's that's Lord Third Tishukage to you, boy. I am not part of your village. So this Akatsuki, I don't understand what's the big deal. The big deal is They're planning something big, very, very big, said Nagato. What might that be? He said, well, if the revival of Madara Uchiha and Hashirama Senju isn't such a big deal, what? Said Hiruzen, looking at Nagato. Edo Tensei. As Hiruzen looked down, knowing that the forbidden scroll of sealing has recently gone missing. So, they're planning on taking over the planet. No. Destroying it. Hmm. Said Nagato. Or so. What might this so might what is your plan to make sure that this does not happen? We skip back to the hurricane village. We see Kurosaki walking to the hurricane village. The young Uchiha vanishing and appearing in the village. As he was he was above a lake, as Sugetsu began to manifest from the water. Hey, who are you? As he looked at as he was looking at the back of the man. And Uchiha said Sugetsu. How as Sugetsu was sent flying and he was sent slamming into the ground. Oh yeah. Before he could do anything, he was trapped in a genjutsu and he fell unconscious. As the man as Kurosaki took his blade. Alright, one down, three to go, he said as he vanished and appeared in a training ground where he saw Chojuro training with his two blades. Alright, as he appeared in front of Chojuro. What? Who the hell are you? Said Chojuro, but before he could answer, his blade was slammed out of his hand and was sent sailing into a tree. When he got up, he saw that his blade was gone. What? No, he said, and he saw the masked man was gone as well. Now, Samehada is a true problem, and Kisame is no pushover. He thought, now where is Kisame? As he spread out his senses, he found you. As he found Kisame, what the? He thought, as he saw Kisame swimming in a shark. That's a dead pool, and sharks are swimming all around him. Hey, who are you, kid? Kisame saw him. As Kisame was looking at him, as he as he as no as he vanished. Who the hell was he? Never mind. As Kurosaki appeared and saw, there you are, Samehada, as he took out a sealing scroll and used and used chakra lines to tie it around Samehada and pulled it towards the scroll and sealed it away. All right, as he as a masked man appeared behind him. I got the swords, father, he said, looking at him. Good, said the masked man, as they disappeared into a spinning swirl into his eye. All right, he said. Make sure those girls are safe. It's time. I announced something at the Kage's meeting as he disappeared and appeared in the five Kage summit. What? The masked man, said Nagato. How? Isn't it an honor to meet all five Kagas at once? Said the masked man. It's not such an honor when you're about to die, said Oniki. But before he could run through hand sights, the sword was placed on his neck. As behind him, the masked woman was standing there. No, 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 she said. That's no good way to treat a guest. I am not here to fight. Even if you do try to fight me, you'll just go through me, said the masked man. Hmm. Hey, I am here to announce the fourth race Shinobi War. As they scoffed at that. How is that supposed to happen? You don't even have an army. One can't swear. What does that mean? You're aware of that one of my Akatsuki members, which and all those skeletons, and including the white Zetsu clones. What? As 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 Nagato thought back. Yes, true. Originally, right Zetsu was yours, but he didn't join you back. I wonder if the right Zetsu we have is truly the real one. It's not. It's a clone with its own mind. So a clone that is not under my control. I have upon billions of white sister clones I have been cloning ever since you guys had disowned the Akatsuki and created the Hurricane Village, said the masked man. Not to mention, soon, soon, this world will fall, so it doesn't even matter. The first great Shinobi War will happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop it, said the masked woman. We'll see about that, said Naruto. Doesn't matter what you do, what you say, or what happens, we will defeat you. We'll see about that, boy, said said the masked man, as the masked woman appeared next to him, and they disappeared in a swirling spin into his eyes. Now, said Nagato, until we get more information, before I would say we should hold another 5 Kage summit in 2 days. Bring all of the strongest warriors from your village. This will be held here in the land of iron, but not in the same place. We'll need to get a much bigger room if you want all of the higher ups of our village here. All right, said Horuzen. as him as Horuzen and Oniki chuckled. It looks like we're going to live through 4 great ninja wars now, isn't it, old man? We're both old, Oniki. Exactly. You two are the most experienced out of all of us. Eesh, seriously, how are you still both alive? Said Naruto. You guys should be long dead. What does that mean? You guys are old grandpas. As they both grinned, got a tick mark on their heads. Respect, Naruto. Yeah, yeah. In the next 5 days, we should hold another 5 Kage summons here. I hope that's okay. As all the Kages nodded, as Mifune spoke up. Alright, this is the end of this 5 Kage summit. I will see you all in the next 5 days. Thing. And this is where I'm going to be leaving this part off. Like, subscribe, and hit this notification bell to receive the next part.